What's going on, guys? I'm Jesse from Jesse's Garage and Adventures, and in today's video I'm going to be installing a Wolfbox G900 Pro onto my Suburban. I've already done it. We've got a bumper camera right here. I've got one on the back, and then we've got the actual rear view camera, which I will jump into the unboxing, and then we'll do a quick installation video, and I'll show you guys some of the different settings. I personally really like this thing. An issue that I have with the Suburban is that the Suburban is so tall that when I'm off-roading it and stuff, I can't see what's like directly in front of me, and this is like a really great way to alleviate that. This is not a sponsored video. I bought this with my own money and wanted to share my opinions with you guys, so let's get into it. Alright guys, before we install this, I'm going to go ahead and unbox it all and show you what all comes with everything. This is the G900 Tri Pro. I want this specifically so that I can see when I'm off-roading, like what's looking at my front tires. And then I'm going to mount the rear camera up on the roof rack. And then obviously it's got a dash camera. So let's go ahead and open this up and see what all is in here. Alright, so first off, we've got this little sheet here. Kind of gives you some of the button lays out. We've got the actual rear view camera set up. It's really large. I don't know exactly what I was expecting, but I wasn't quite expecting something that big. Looking at it, it looks like the dash camera is positionable, which is nice. Everything seems nice. Eventually I plan to get the mount to where I can actually completely remove my existing rear view camera, or rear view mirror I mean, and then just mount it where that actually is right now. But in the meantime, I'm just going to use the clips and clip it onto the mirror. So next in here, we've got some sort of little bracket. So it turns out this bracket is actually to be able to install one of the cameras above a license plate. We've got a packet user manual stuff. Alright, and then in here, we've got, it says it's a power supply cable with car charger, an extra bumper, and then cable clips. We'll go ahead and open it up. So there's our clips. Here's our car charger. And then here's our little bumper camera. Actually, so what this is in place to go under your license plate. Then you can mount the camera to this. So in this box, we've got a GPS, the rear camera, tools and accessories. So it's got a couple sticky pads there to mount the camera. This is our little GPS unit, so we'll stick that on the top of the windshield. This is a clip tool. This will be useful for removing a lot of door panels and stuff like that if you need to. Maybe not door panels, but your vehicle may have some clip-on panels up top. Here's another little sticky pad with another bracket. Here's our rear camera and another sticky pad. And then in here, we've got our camera cable, front and rear, and then it says rubber straps. So these straps right here will be what's used to hold the actual camera to your existing rear view mirror. And they give you a couple different sizes based on the size of your rear view mirror. Alright guys, we're out here on a truck. I'm going to save you guys a lot of having to watch me take interior panels apart and stuff like that. I've already run one cable kind of up here. I just got done testing it just to make sure that everything works before I go through all the trouble of installing it. I'm going to test this. Just a quick note, this was a hardwire kit that I had purchased off of Amazon. Something I noticed afterwards was that they had some specific kits that were for the G900 and then some for other ones. And what I come to find out was the kit that I had purchased did not have enough amperage to actually run the unit. It would turn it on briefly and then shut back off. So I just went ahead and held on that, and I purchased the one it should have. Anywhere that's like nice and clean to mount this to where the wire can go up. And I want the wire to be up here, either on the bottom of the rooftop tent or right on the top of the Suburban. Probably on the top of the Suburban, because I want to be able to remove my tent and, you know, if I need to do that. I do already have a backup camera, but what I notice is anytime I put anything in the hitch, the backup camera view gets obscured. So I want something up tall as well. All right, guys, so this is, like I said, the reverse wire. What I'm going to do is I'm going to join these two wires and then use a heat shrink soldering connector. So I got my anchor out here. This is the C1000 Gen 2. You can turn it on, plug our heat gun into it. And I do this because I cannot get the Suburban in the garage or even close to an outlet. So this is the next best thing. Click the inverter on. And then I've got power on demand wherever I need to work. So we're going to let this warm up. It's actually pretty hot already. Then we're just going to heat this up and let the heat shrink melt. Then obviously you want to rotate the wire and make sure that everything is nice and evenly heated, that your heat shrink seals both ends of the connector. And that's all there is to that. And then as you can see here, the solder melted out. It's covered that entire joint. And then this should be pretty good for the future. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this to the back of the truck. Alright guys, so something that Wolfbox explicitly tells you is that these are not waterproof connectors. So once you make the connection, you should take some electrical tape or something like that to try and cover it up. That way water doesn't get in there. Alright, so I've got the rear camera mounted, and I'll show you guys where I have that. So I mounted the rear camera right here. There's like a little, this drip rail is held in by some bolts, so I just removed one of the bolts and then ran it through the bracket. It's not 100% centered, but it'll be pretty good. It gives me a good field of angle. We'll flop over to that here in a second when I show you guys all the reverse lights. Okay, so this took a lot longer than I was hoping for, but down under here, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a green wire that comes off of your, I can't think of what it's called, but there's a switch on the back of your steering column. It's right on the top. There's a green wire that comes out, and it's on the right side. I took a test light, stuck it in there while in reverse. It lit up. I put it back in park. It went away. So that was the one that indicates that power is coming out of that. I just grabbed one of those little, I don't know, I call them vampire clips or something. And now this is what it does. So whenever you flip it into reverse, it will automatically kick over. And obviously I've got it like facing, I've got one camera right here, and then one's just on the back of the dash cam, so it's not facing anything. And it's also still got the protective stuff on it. But yeah, so we'll leave this like this, just so you guys can see. And then when I kick it down into reverse, we'll automatically flip back to reverse. That's drive. That's reverse. There we go. And then I also kind of shrink the view. You can do a bigger view or a shrunken view. I think this will be easier for backing up, just being able to see the wider angle. And then now it's time to just figure out where I want to mount the front camera, run the wires and everything for it, and then I'll just mount the camera on top of my current rearview mirror setup. If that doesn't hold very well, I'll be purchasing their like dedicated stand for it. But let's go ahead and get to that. Alright guys, so I went to edit this video and realized that something went wrong with my camera and I didn't get all the different settings and everything. So we're going to take a moment to go over a bunch of the different settings and what they do and what I do and don't like about it. I've used this thing for about a month now, so let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so we'll go ahead and turn the key on. That way you guys can hear the entire fire up sequence. It does like a little noise and has a screen. Well, normally it does. There we go. Okay, so earlier I didn't really go through much of the controls. So this thing has got Wi-Fi and voice enabled, and it's got a bunch of different voice commands like show rear camera, and you can automatically make it switch, show front camera, show all three cameras. I'm not sure if that one works. Or you can swipe from the right and cycle through. You can also swipe to the left and cycle through. I tend to run around in this one a lot. I like that it gives you this view, that view, and this view. Let's go through some of the settings now. Alright, so we'll start out with resolution. You can actually pick what your camera resolutions are. I got the 30K and the 1080p. Got display modes. It's just how, you know, when I was swiping left and right, that was changing. You can turn your sound recording on and off. Loop recording, so this is how long the loops that you record are. I picked 3 minutes because, like, when I'm off-roading and stuff, I want to be able to have 3 minutes worth of videos and not have to try and put 20 of them together. So this thing also has automatic crash detection, which is the G sensor. It's got a fatigue reminder, so this is a reminder that if you've been driving for so many hours, it'll tell you to pull over. You can turn the Wi-Fi on and off, and the Wi-Fi is to be able to hook up to your phone so that you can pull files and change settings, like camera files. You can pull them to your phone and change some settings. Volume settings, that's pretty obvious. Click tone, you can turn that on or off. Screensaver, I've never seen the screensaver. One thing I want to mention is that the Amazon hardwire kit that I bought didn't work. I did buy the correct hardwire kit, but I just haven't installed it yet. But one of these days we will. We've got a screen brightness, which you can also do from the main menu bar. It's got exposure. There's a bunch of different settings. Now, the ones that I find more important here are the mirror, which I had to flip. Well, yeah, mirror both my cameras. No, not the rear one. The rear one's on the way they say, but the front one had to be mirrored. It was upside down, or it was left, right, and then flip. Same deal. Front, I had to flip. The distance guidelines, you can turn them on or off. I just have them turned off because I have a separate backup camera that I use for the distance measuring. You've got GPS, which is, yeah, you can see this here. This is your strength and all that. Time display. I mean, it's got just a ton of different settings. You can change your speed, your stamp, your time style, your date format, time zone. A lot of different things. What I will say is the speed and the direction is very accurate. I did end up cleaning some of the wires up, which, let's try and move the camera. I've got it kind of just positioned here. So I ended up cleaning some of them up. They're not completely hidden, but these won't be hidden until I do the hardwire kit. Once I hardwire kit it, I'll hide the rest. But this is the GPS. I just double-sided taped it to the dash. Alright guys, so we're back. I'm going to show you a couple other things. We've got right here, you can start and stop your recording. This is your brightness setting as well. So you can change or adjust your brightness on the fly. This one just is another camera rotation button. This one takes a picture. This one locks your settings. This one will go back into loop playback, or playback, so you can pick which videos and rewatch them if you decide. Which you can see, yeah, I've driven around a little bit with this thing. We can find some footage, just me and my buddy's house. Me working on it. But yeah, we can go to the extra. For some reason that's locked, I don't know why. I realize what it is this is where if you lock a video to where it will not play back over. So you hit that lock button there, that will transfer a video over here. This is how you actually go through the different cameras. So you can see this is my rear view camera. Apparently it takes a lot of the audio that you're listening to in the cab and puts it over. You can hear the truck pretty good. It's got good sound. Alright, but yeah, let's get out of that. That way this thing doesn't get flagged or anything like that. But yeah guys, overall I'm very happy with it. I really wish they had a way to make some of these wires not come down in 4 different wires and like bundle it. I also think, in my opinion, if you guys are listening, you should have waterproof connectors. I think it's kind of silly that you're selling reverse cameras that are not water resistant. especially because, like, you know, with time, electrical tape can degrade and everything else, and you don't necessarily want that to be your waterproofing. I do think this is a lot of money, but I think you also get a lot with your money. I've had some other cheaper dash cams in my GTO, but they were not nearly as nice as this thing. They weren't touchscreen. Some of the buttons didn't really work very well. This thing is a premium product, but you're going to pay for it. So it kind of depends on what you're going for. So part of my thought process behind this was I wanted something to record some of the videos from when we go off-roading, and I also wanted something to kind of a CYA for me of driving this big truck around, because I have been in a few instances where people have almost hit me, and it's good to have that little bit of insurance that, you know, I'm covered on almost every side. Like, the only sides I don't have video coverage on now is my direct sides, but at least I've got something that can kind of cover my butt in a situation. The only cons that I can really think of with this thing is that it does not come with the integrated hardwire kit. I really think you shouldn't be charging another $30 for that. That's kind of ridiculous, especially given that, like, most people are going to be hardwiring this into their car. I just don't like that. I feel like that is Wolfbox being a little bit cheap and trying to get more money out of you. I also think it should come standard with the little base plate adapter that comes with the rearview mirror mount, rather than another thing you have to buy. I feel like you already spend a lot of money on the product. You guys should give some of those accessories with the product rather than, you know, nickel and diamond everybody. But overall, I'm really excited. I'm excited because this is a 4K video camera, and hopefully it should record some really good videos for when I'm off-roading and stuff like that, and potentially cover my butt in the case of an accident. You know, especially given that I'm driving something this big with bumpers and everything else. If I, you know, get into an accident and somebody dies and it's their fault, they could come after me for having such a big truck. But, you know, having a little bit of footage may be able to cover my butt. I drive pretty safe generally anyway. But, alright guys, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, you know, leave all your thoughts below. It's people like you watching my videos that help me do this. I haven't really posted a lot on YouTube, but I recently did get laid off of work, so I'm trying to find a new job, which has really slowed down my money for buying stuff to make videos on. This was something that I purchased like 2 months ago, and I purchased it well before, you know, it was around Thanksgiving. So yeah, we're a little over a month I've had this thing. I don't like to ask you guys for a lot, but if you guys are interested, if you get on my Facebook, I do have a subscription service. I'm not monetized on YouTube, and if you guys want to hop on there and help me there, that would be super appreciated. But don't feel obligated, because I don't pay for anybody else's stuff on YouTube. So don't at all feel obligated. But if you would like to help, I would appreciate it. So, alright guys, have a good one, and I will talk to you later.